And Mr. Hunt, good to have you in the house. Appreciate you hanging tough and waiting. You're our featured guest with our homecoming this week for Guilford College. Guilford College homecoming. And from a parent's standpoint, it's got to be a busy week for you getting ready.
It is. It's very busy. You're worried about trying to get tailgate stuff together, and then, of course, being with the team, trying to keep Tyler's head on, and keeping everything going that way.
How about all those guests coming in from out of town?
Actually, we got a few. My aunt's coming in from Kansas. She's actually here. She usually watches the games on the computer, and so we got a few people, extras coming in for this weekend. Everybody wants to see, go get at least one game in for Tyler's last year.
What's it like having this first home game of the season, and it's actually your homecoming game, the first game, home of the year?
Yeah, we had this again, I guess it was 2 years ago. They did it, and actually I like it because it's before we get into conference play, and when we get into conference play, everything gets a little bit more tense, a little bit tight, and so you don't have to worry about that during the week.
Kind of get all that behind you early, get these non-conference games done, and then focus on the conference stretch down the run there. What's it like? I mean, you guys off to a 2-0 start. Guilford is very successful so far. You guys average like 66 points a game, and maybe giving up so far about maybe a total of 21 or maybe 20.
20 points, yes, we've given up. Everybody still is pretty grounded. Now, I'm at practice a couple days a week. Just left practice this afternoon, and everybody's still focused on. Nobody's really. We don't even talk about the past game. It's what do we have to do for the upcoming week? Where do we have to be at? Practice hard for that next game. Take everyone just like it was the last game of the season, the most important game we had.
And from a parent's standpoint, you're watching your son Tyler. First game, he's like 11 of 11. Second game, I think 5 of 7 in those extra point kicks, averaging about maybe 56 yards on the punts, and the kickoffs are doing well. You watch him quite a bit. What's it like seeing him in his senior year? Do you just sit back reflecting on that, thinking about how this is going?
I do. I try to, I've watched him and since he started back his freshman year in high school when he first started kicking, and it's hard to believe we've made it this far. It's hard to believe he's done as well as he has. It's just that now it seems like it's gone so quick, so fast, and I can't believe we're in his senior year, and college is about to be over with. So
it's kind of crazy too that none of you guys post 77 points. Guilford does in the opening game against Greensboro College just down the street at Jameson Stadium. He's going like 11 for 11. That's almost like a guy shooting free throws. It's tough to hit 11 free throws in a row. It's not easy to hit 11 straight kicks either, probably.
It's not, especially later in the game. Everybody starts to get a little winded. In that particular game, it was very humid outside. Ball started getting heavy towards the end. Towards the end of the game, he almost missed a couple of those, and it was just trying to get the ball down and from the snap and get it down and get it through.
Is that a new personal record for him? 11 for 11?
Actually, 11 for 11 is a personal best for him, best for the school, best for the conference.
Wow, that topped everything then. That's pretty darn good then.
Yeah, and then last week when he missed that one, everybody was so surprised.
Instead of shock, was it a bad snap? What happened on the miss?
It actually got tipped.
It got touched,
yeah. The second one was a block, and that was the first field goal since I think the third game of his freshman year.
Wow. He
missed one in the third game of his freshman year, and Mr. Osborne was there, and Mr. Osborne walked up to him and said, "Tyler, we do not miss field goals. We do not miss extra points."
It's been like his personal coach all these years. Don Osborne out of Thomasville. Is that a lot of impact, a lot of influence on Tyler Hunt, your son? The kicking he does for Guilford College been outstanding. Mr. Osborne has been there pretty much all the way along the way.
Yes, he has. We when Tyler was coming out of his freshman year, Coach had asked him to punt the following year. We didn't. Tyler had never punted. He just kicked off and kicked extra points. And I told Tyler we'd do whatever we needed to get him some help. And then I went back to one of my old coaches, Coach Norwood, and who was my running back. He was a running back coach at Ragsdale when I was there. And he said, "You need to go see Don Osborne." And so we did, and then it's been with him ever since.
It's been a good road for you guys.
It has.
And Tyler's not the kind of guy, when you first see Tyler, he's kind of a non-assuming kind of guy. You don't think this is a guy like the dominant All-American type kicker, but he just has so much success. What has been the the key to this success over the years is just the fact he's stayed with this game consistent and got stronger? What has been the key to his development?
Yeah, he has stayed with it. Now, this past summer is the hardest I've ever seen him work. And it shows. Like I say, in 2 games, he's got over a 50-yard punt average. So he has, it's nonstop, it's year round. He's still, we go to camps in the summer. He and I go out and work out when he needs to.
As far as a parent goes, you're about as close as anybody's going to be. You're right with this dude. You're going side by side because you probably saw, wait a minute, this kid's young. He's just a boy, just a little kid growing up. As he gets older, you're seeing all of a sudden this guy's got some talent. We better follow this and pursue this as much as we can because this could be good for him. It could be good for the family. It could be good for everybody. This guy's got a chance. That's why you probably got so close to him and stayed with him.
Well, when some of the coaches that saw him, when they would come up and tell me that, he's got something to keep if he'll just continue to work at it. And I tried to, not that I didn't push him, but it was his choice. We can do this because actually, I would say probably his favorite sport to play was baseball.
Right.
But he gave up some of his baseball time to kick footballs. And then it just become, that's what I'm going to do. And especially after his sophomore football season, when he was first named a All-American, he said, this is the way I need to go.
Exactly. Now, did he have it from the very beginning? Was it an it factor as soon as he walked on the Guilford College campus? Could you see that's the way it was going to be?
Well, probably the day that I thought he really had a chance to do something with it was actually not at Guilford. We went to numerous colleges, to go to camps and visit and all. We went to Coastal Carolina.
Yeah, I think I remember you got some of that trip years. Yeah, okay.
And
okay.
we were down there at their camp, and that was a day that I say that he was basically unconscious. Everything he did was perfect.
Was going through.
And the coach at the time was Coach Bennett, and he really
kind of got that program rolling.
Yeah, he really liked Tyler, and Tyler really liked him. I hated, when he left down there.
Where is he at now?
He's still around Myrtle Beach area. I think he's in a high school, like it as AD or something.
He was the coach who got Coastal Carolina, the Chanticleers rolling, got that program moving. Then the new man came in who had the money. It was the big investor, financier came in and took over and he still did well, but it's kind of bad how they kind of drove the old coach out. But things are going great for Tyler down there.
Yes, he really enjoyed it, and he, like I say, when I saw the stuff that he did that day, and then the way that he kicked at the other camp. We were at Clemson.
You ever at Wofford? Did you go through there?
No, we did not go to Wofford. And I think the reason he didn't go to Wofford was because he knew who was there.
Okay, gotcha.
And because it was another Mr. Osborne guy.
Yeah, the guy was
Casey.
there at the time. Yeah.
Casey Redford
from Ragsdale. Casey was there. He sure was. And Casey got a pro trial last year. I think
he's the number 2. He's the number 2 guy at Jacksonville right now.
Still with Jackson. Casey Redford, exactly. Man, that's amazing how these guys have all come through the system over the years.
Yeah.
Wow.
And some of them, they go back even. Tyler goes back and helps, and he actually takes the long snapper that we have at Guilford, goes with Tyler, and they'll go on the weekends to help Mr. Osborne. Mr. Osborne will say, take these guys with you, and he'll work with some.
Now, who was Tyler's long snapper at Guilford? And has he had the same guy all these years? Sometimes that's a change, too, going through different snappers.
I can't remember the first year. I think it was by committee.
Yeah.
The second year, he had a snapper for punts and a snapper for
2 different guys.
Field goals. And the snapper for punts is the one that we still have, Ben Winstead. And he's a junior this year, so he's got another year to go. But that's who he's had for the last 2 years.
So he does know these guys pretty well then.
Yes.
Yeah. What was it like moving from high school going to college for him? Was that had to be a pretty big transition, big change too? He seems to have made it pretty well back when he made that change.
Well, I think the whole deal of going to college, the choice that he made, he had opportunities to go to a number of different schools, but Guilford he felt comfortable with Guilford. He really liked Coach Ciollege, and we're from. He grew up in Gibsonville.
Yeah.
Small town.
Hometown.
So
yeah.
choice of go to a school where he's one of 200 in the class or one of 15 in the class.
Right.
So Guilford was a pretty good fit for him, and I think it's been good for him.
Guilford's got some good early season momentum. How do you think what do you got to do to keep that momentum going? I mean, their average, like we said, averaging 66 points a game. Defense giving up less than 2 touchdowns a game. Very good. The defense, in some ways, the coach is talking about it. Some fans talking about it too. The defense actually may be, the offense, 66 points a game. So don't snob that at all. But the defense, in some ways, may be a little bit ahead of the offense. As crazy as that may seem.
I would agree.
Yeah.
You also got to look at last week. The only score was on the kickoff return.
Right. Yeah.
Last year was last week was a minus 8 yards rushing for Methodist.
That might have been one of the best defensive efforts, if not the best, they've had since Coach Rusevich has been. It may be the best in school history. You never know.
I think it may have been if I read it right. But I don't look at it as a season momentum as much as I look at it as the past 4 years or 3 years to now.
It's been building up.
They come in, this group come in and basically took, they took a lot of spots as freshmen, the kids that are seniors now. All these guys have been playing. This is their 4th year of playing, not being on the team, but actually playing. And they've gotten stronger, and then people have filled in. We've gotten some other guys that's come in and doing a real good job. And I think you could just see it over the years. They've gotten better. They've grown up together. They've all gotten bigger and stronger. They put the time in the weight room and that type stuff. They have confidence in each other. And I think as the season goes on, that's going to be there. It's not overnight. This has happened over 3 years. So
it's been a building process over a good period of time. What do we know about Averitt? I mean, Averett's the competition, homecoming. They've already got tents up on campus down by the lake. Tents popping up. They're going to be tailgaters all over the place. Huge day at Guilford. It's at night, too, so all day long to sit back and get ready and think about that big game against Averitt. What's it going to be like coming up Saturday night?
I'm hoping we have a lot of people out. That's one thing I've seen over the years that Tyler's been there. When we first started, wasn't a whole lot of people coming out to it.
Huh?
Yeah, wasn't a lot of people coming out to Guilford football. But I think one of the biggest things is that Coach has done so much recruiting close by.
Makes a big difference.
Within a couple hours of school. And you get more and more people that come to the games.
Yeah, you got that big kid, Adam Smith, out of Moxville, Davie County. He's got about 32 career touchdowns. Could break Junior Lord's record this Saturday for career touchdown receptions. You got Matt from Northwest. You got Tyler from Eastern Guilford. You got the Hunter English from Western Guilford. Kaddish Edwards from Western Guilford. You got Tyreek Abel out of Smith. I mean, you got the Campbell kid out of Northwest offensive line. I mean, the list goes on and on and on.
Yes, it does.
Tons of guys just even within. Come on in the house. Come in the house. Come on through, sir. Come on through the house. Welcome in. But you got guys from all over the place locally here.
Yeah, that's like I say, just the group that's within say 2 hours is from the state that has been a big change for Guilford, and I think that's brought in more people. The games are getting bigger. When we first got there first year, you may have had 2 or 3 people tailgating or whatever. Now, when you come in and the road that the team walks in on, it's lined. There's people there cheering them as they come into the game.
I liked it last Saturday. I listened to the game on the internet last Saturday. Listened to the Methodist game. Then I went up to Guilford College, get a little exercise in around the Camps Hill campus walking trail, whatever. Getting through that trail, finishing up, I'm getting my car, my drive out, maybe go check out the Greensboro College game at night. So pulling out to the Guilford College campus, make my left, because you can't make your left turn on that side road anymore. They put that sign up, which people still make the left turn. We can't make that left turn. But I'm going out toward New Guard Road, my left turn there. I'm headed down New Guard, gonna make a left on Friendly, head back toward home. I look down the hill, I see these 3 buses coming up the hill. I said, man, that might be the Quakers. They're coming back into town. So they were riding back into town, so I made my left back on that little side street, get out of the car, got my interview with Coach Rusevich right there in the parking lot of the game, but try to get that post-game interview as much as possible, because the thing about it, I think people don't realize, they need to jump on board this Guilford College bandwagon, because something big is happening there this year and can continue happening, and while it's there, you need to take full advantage of it and get it while you can.
Yeah, I really think this, especially since, my son's one of them, but this is a special group that's coming through.
I mean, Matt could do some huge things, and Tyler's doing. Matt and Tyler had visits from these NFL scouts last spring. I mean, that says a lot for a D3 school like Guilford with the NFL scouts. Not just one team; there was 2 or 3 teams that came by there.
Yeah, we had two come by that day. That
Yeah.
was the Seahawks and the Detroit Lions. Come
So
by
there's a
the
lot
same.
right there. Yeah, a lot of possibilities. What do you know about this Averett team? I know this is a beatable team. What do you got to do what's Guilford planning for as far as the competition from Averett comes in there? I think they're the Averett Cougars maybe coming in here.
I think that may be right. It's like I say, it's a week just like we went through our regular, no different than any other week. We've got what our game plan is. We're planning to stick to our game plan. We're preparing the kids for what we expect to happen.
Now, this has been crazy. Let's go on Matt. Matt's thrown 5 touchdown passes first 2 games. First game, he only played the first half. Didn't he play the second half?
Well, the second game, I don't think he played but one series in the
didn't
second
play
half.
much, yeah.
We even pulled Tyler.
Yeah, he
in
had
the
a
second
kicker
game.
come in and kick a little bit for him.
Oh, and it looked good. Looked real good.
Yeah.
So we got a couple guys that'll be ready to, I think, take over the kicking duties next year. So.
And what about your mom or your aunt or uncle or cousins? What about the cooking? They do some cooking for the kids too, right?
Yeah, well, that's where they're at tonight.
They're
yes.
eating at the family tonight.
Yeah, on Thursday night, they started this when Tyler was a freshman. There was a group of freshmen that go, and my mom cooks for anywhere from like 10 to 15 players. And they'll show up on Thursday night after practice and eat. And there's been a few, we have dropped out and a few that's added. And it has to be an invite. And it's mostly, it's Tyler, Matt, and Adam, I think they're and Mitch Ferrick. They were the original group.
Yeah.
And you have to be invited by them to come.
Got about 10 or 15 in the group now.
Yes.
Every Thursday night.
Yeah, every Thursday night. Yes.
And do they eat the same meal every week?
Oh no.
She varies the cooking.
Yes,
The menu changes.
They make requests. I think tonight was country style steak and gravy and mashed potatoes.
I can almost envision maybe her bringing them in having a big, huge bowl of spaghetti every Thursday night.
That was the first night.
The first night.
That was the first of this season. The one that I think everybody really looks for is when they do breakfast.
They have a breakfast
And
too.
she'll have gravy and biscuits and eggs and all that.
Good stuff. I mean, these guys do not go hungry, do they?
No, they do not.
They do not. A lot of activities, like we said, around the campus coming for the game. How much better is this team now than they were 4 years ago? How much improvement have you seen?
They showed the ability, I believe, when they were freshmen. It's just the maturity of the way they've come up and the way they handle themselves. And, you probably could have spooked them in a close game when they were
They
freshmen.
may have collapsed.
It's going to take a whole lot
How do
to
you get
spook
over that
this group.
Hampton-Sydney factor? That's the big Hampton-Sydney factor I think every year comes into play.
Well, I think it's been like 15 years, is what I've heard. I think we have the team to do it this year. These guys are ready. They want it.
Home or away?
It's home.
Home.
It will be. That's the other good part.
one.
It's home. All right.
It's a big factor. Now, as a parent, you look this thing over, and some parents would say they have probably 2 different ways to say this same statement. And your statement may be, I can't believe how this thing went, or I can't believe how this thing went. You got to be saying, I can't believe how this thing went at Guilford College this past 4 years. It's going to be, for you, it's been like a dream.
Yes, it has. And
as a parent.
like I say, Tyler's done well in school. He's ready to graduate. That's the main thing. He's going to get his education. 4 years, he's ready to move on. So he'll finish that up. And then it was very nice last year when they haven't had a kicking coach, or a lot of schools don't have kicking coaches. And last year, right at the end of camp, 2 of our coaches approached me to come on and help with a couple of the new guys. Not a whole lot that Tyler hasn't heard me say before, but I've been able to be with Tyler more.
Yeah.
Be with Tyler every day on the field and like I say, but usually working with the other guys to try to help out. So that's been, when I started that last season, that's been a lot of fun.
Where's your spot at to watch the game? Where are you watching the game from?
I go to the stands.
Yeah, okay.
For most of the time, I'll go down. I'll be on the field in pregame, and I'll go down to the field at halftime, just to tell them what I've seen and all. Unless I see Coach Z turn around and look for me, and if he's looking for me, I know I need to go talk
Coach
to him.
Z now?
He's the special team coach and defensive coordinator. So we'll I'll go down if I need to talk to them during the game.
Otherwise, you're up in the stands.
Otherwise, I stay in the stands during the game.
Taking it all in.
Yeah, I don't think I could. It'd be tough. Now, last year when we played the JV game, we played Methodist JV team. I stayed on the field during that time, switching guys, making sure we were playing all the guys that normally wouldn't have got to play.
Gotcha.
So that was enough at that point. I said I just couldn't do it if Tyler was in the game.
Right. Dave, you got a lot of families surrounding up in the stands. Got a big crowd of the Hunt group up there.
We have 24 season tickets.
24 season tickets.
Yes.
Not bad. Not bad for Guilford College football.
Right.
That includes yourself, your wife, your younger son Travis.
Yes.
The folks coming in from Kansas City this week, they'll be there. Your mom will be there, and a lot of people will go with you.
Aunts and uncles, grandparents, friends. We have quite a few people that show up.
What's your hope for Saturday night? What are you hoping for? I know you hope for a win, but
I hope we come out of it with the win, with nobody hurt.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's a big thing. To keep like we are, so that we can push in the conference. You know, I really hope everything goes real well.
Just the first game, very good. Second game, just third game, just fall into place. Just keep these games falling in order, one after the other.
We just, come out of it, like I say, with a good win and be ready. Nothing that's going to put any question marks about how this next game is going to go.
Very few mistakes, lack of injuries, keep it going like that now. Coach Rusevich and the Quaker staff, what have they meant to this program? Coach Rusevich and his staff. He's got a young staff. I like those guys. The only older guy is Coach Maynard, who's been around at Guilford College area for 565 years, but for the most part, that's a very young staff.
I talk with Coach Maynard every day.
He's a good man. Racy Maynard, very good man.
Yeah,
his dad, Stuart Maynard, was the Rock. Got the baseball complex named for him at the stadium, Stuart Maynard, so can't find anything with Maynard.
We talk about our stretching every day. The staff, they're very good. Their hearts are in it. Mm-hmm. They're there they put everything.
Major dedication.
Yes, they are all very dedicated to it. And like I say, Coach Rusevich has been wonderful. Tyler loves him. I like everything he does, the way he handles the team. He coaches as far as his coaching style with his staff. It's a lot like I was used to when I was in high school.
Back with Tommy, you didn't have Coach Story. You had somebody else.
Coach Klein.
You had Coach Dickie Klein.
Dickie Klein.
Yeah, Dickie
and
Klein. Right.
He had his staff, and he let his staff coach and handle their groups.
Their designated area.
Right,
yeah.
and Coach Rusevich does the same thing.
He allows his coach to coach.
Yes, to coach. Right,
yeah.
Exactly.
Coaches can coach. If you could turn back time, that's the theme of the year, I think, on this Football in Focus show. Cher made it famous, but if you could turn back time, would you go back to a certain game and do something over again and try to do it better? Or would you maybe just go back to one certain game and just relive that whole game and say, I loved it, I'd just like to go back and do that one game again? Is there something in college or even high school or during Tyler's career? Turn back time.
I could go back to any one game. I guess it would probably have to be the most exciting game for all of us. There was the comeback game, and Tyler didn't have any major field goals or anything. He did punt a lot, and he had, I think, his second longest punt of the season his sophomore year. That year, I remember his feet. Ball was snapped from the 1. And he had some hecklers behind him, and he was standing on the in the back of the end zone, and he hit it 76 yards.
76-yard punt. Wow.
So it was.
I was going to ask you. My thought was, has he ever had an 80-yard punt? No, but he had a 76-yard punt.
No, he had 81.
81. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, that's
even more so.
That was at Methodist his sophomore year.
Was there a long roll, or was that just
actually
a good punt?
The ball was snapped from the 19-yard line. He took it, punted it. The ball landed on the opposite 15 and rolled 9 yards deep in the end zone.
Rolling through. Wow. 81-yard punt, and had the 76-yard punt in that big comeback win.
Yes.
What more can you do? What else do you want to do with this whole college football situation, Guilford College? What more can you do? What do you want to still do?
I would love to see the team make the playoffs. Guilford's never made
huge.
it. If the team can make it to the playoffs, that would be great. It'd be a step forward, and then they'll have to take it from there.
Right.
But
If you
hopefully
just
this
get me to
group,
that first game.
if this group can get them there and everybody knows what it feels like and what you have to do to get there, then maybe we can repeat like Hampton-Sydney has done in the past.
Tough thing is you got to win that ODAC to get there. Pretty much
Yes.
a given. You got to win the conference to
Right.
get there, and to get there and win that conference, you got to beat Hampton-Sydney. You got to beat Emory and Henry. Got to beat Washington and Lee. You got to beat them all.
Got to be, yes.
Take care
Got to
of
beat them all.
Got to beat them all. Give us the setup Saturday night. What time and what's going on again? Set the scene for the big homecoming game.
Well, the tailgating will probably get started, games at 7, so people will probably start around 5, 6 o'clock. I'm probably going to start earlier than that because I'm going to go watch some baseball. Inter-squad game going on Saturday, so I'll set up and watch some baseball. Then we'll hit the field 5:30, 6 o'clock for some warm-ups for specialties, and then kick off at 7. And I'm hoping it'll be packed.
And go ahead and plan on about a 3-hour game, probably,
Yes.
you think.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then I'll get to go cook some more after that. So.
What do you do after? What do you cook there?
Actually, what we've done since they were freshmen is my wife and I'll take whatever food that we have, and then I'll have a cooler with some more burgers and stuff like that. And when they come off the field and they go take the shower, change, and then they'll come back out.
Come back out to the field.
And we'll make sure they got something to eat, and they'll eat with us after the game, and then whatever's left, we just pack up, give to them, take home.
Wow. It's going to be a fun day Saturday.
It will be.
What are you
It will
doing tomorrow? What's the big day before? Just getting stuff
Actually,
ready?
I don't go to practice on Friday.
Right.
Because the team does their walkthrough, and I never went to practice last year, so I won't do it this year.
Plan, right?
And a lot of times on Friday, if it's away games, we'll leave Friday morning and go to wherever we're going.
Gotcha.
Tomorrow for me, we're going to go to the Northeast Eastern
Big
football
high school,
game,
yeah.
and then after that game, we're going to go over to some friends' house, and there'll be both Northeast and Eastern folks there.
Good stuff.
And then I got to work Saturday morning. So I'll be working and then going on to the ball game.
Well, listen, Michael Hunt, Mr. Hunt, thanks for being with us. Want to get the parents' perspective, the big game Saturday night. We had a great turnout for your Guilford and Greensboro College team at that Soup Bowl a couple weeks back over
Yes,
at
it was.